Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, back again with another One Piece chapter review, chapter 1039, and oh my god, this chapter is finally the Kid and Law versus Big Mom chapter. Oh my god, I've been waiting to finally see this chapter for so long, and of course I think it's amazing. And well, I'm sure if you're a fan of either Kid or Law, you'll obviously love this chapter. Honestly, this chapter kind of reminds me how, like, at least pacing wise, how the chapter with Sanji versus Queen, the finisher chapter that finished with the fight, where I don't know about the actual length of the chapter, but it felt like where the chapter was at its usual pace, but the chapter itself was shorter. Now, while I didn't check how many pages this chapter have, and if that's true or not, just, honestly, that's why I felt like how the, chapter went personally with me. I don't really got anything else to say other than, I'm wearing a jacket because it's really cold in Texas right now. Anywhere that is it cold over where you live? Probably, but yeah. So let's just get into the chapter review. Which before we get into the chapter review, I don't usually mention this, but the cover of Shonen Jump. I want to mention this one because I thought it looks pretty cool. It's a split in between with Kaido and Luffy, the war that tears down era. The while our climaxes. I thought it was a cool looking, I guess, Shonen Jump magazine cover. Just want to mention it out, even though that Kaido and Luffy don't appear at the chapter at all. Just thought it would be cool to mention. But of course, as always, we must do what we always do, is look at the cover page, which we got a color page spread here. Not color page, I mean cover page spread here, which, this one looks pretty coolish, I guess, with the straw hats, just, I'm guessing walking around like a jungle, from the looks of it, yeah, they're walking around some jungle, and you know what, it's nice looking, and, oh yeah, we got a Jinbei in the background, because, like, I can't say this for sure, because there's been so many freaking cover page spreads that we've gotten. I don't know if we've gotten like a jungle looking one before, but if we had, this is the first time with Jinbei, and to be fair, you can't really see much of his outfit, and the same with the Frankie, because you can only really see freaking what is Jinbei, just really his head and like a little bit of the bottom, but he's not in the foreground with everyone to focus. We got Jinbei. Honestly, I'm looking at like the jacket or sweater that freaking Zoro's wearing this cover page. It's honestly a really cool one. Honestly, so I would love to have that freaking jacket. And yeah, it's really it. I don't know. Like this cover page, well, I think it looks cool. I mentioned the Zoro and Jinbei thing, and oh yeah, Robin's wearing her, Miss All Sunday hat. I kind of miss that about Robin, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Mushrooms are weird. I really don't know what to say about it other than it's a cool cover page. It's got a nice compositions. It's in the jungle. I like Zoro's jacket, but I don't know. There's not just really a lot of me to talk about, and personally, there's been way better cover page spreads, but this isn't a half bad one. I like how it looks. Okay, let's leave it at that. So, yeah, I guess that's really all to say about that. So, why don't we get into the chapter itself? So let's see. The chapter starts with we're at the skies of Wano, Onigashima, with Momonosuke in his dragon form, still trying to push back freaking Onigashima from falling within 5 minutes or whatever. And Momonosuke is like, back, keep going back. If I can just get a little further away, letting it fall on the capital is unthinkable. Wait a minute, is someone calling for me? So, yeah, I guess that's really all we give well, not all we get Momonosuke, but that's all we get at the start of the chapter. Momonosuke just pulling back Wano, which, I mean, okay, I understand why they did it really in this chapter. They do that, and honestly, at this point, whenever we see Momonosuke, it's ever, gotta make sure, Wano doesn't drop. I need to get a little bit further. And I'm sure the next time, whenever we see Momonosuke, he'll be, doing something like, I gotta push back, Wano somehow. I gotta push back Onigashima away from dropping on the flower capital. There's only 5 minutes left until the island explodes or whatever. So, yeah, that's cool. That's cool, I guess. So then, to the meat and bones of the chapter. So we go all the way into, the dome floor where, we continue off from last chapter with literally Kid ramming her with Kid's giant mechanical bull thing. But yeah, we get back from that where Big Mom is knocked down and, the beast pirates are like, wait a minute, what? You're telling me they could had beaten her? And Kid's like, oh, I bet you felt that one, you old hag. And just Law comes down to Kid. He's like, hey, Eustace, now that's twice now. Do you want me to try to use my finisher and then swoop in for the finishing attack just to take the credit for yourself? And Loss just saying like, hey, I am not your opening act. And Kid's like, what the hell? Who cares? Let it go. Which, honestly, I really first read this chapter, I was like, I actually kind of agree with what freaking Kid is saying. He's like 100% right. I don't know if I really ever felt like, wow, actually, Kid's being the smart one that, continuing on, freaking Lana's like, in that case, you go first next time and leave the final blow at me. He's like, stop getting orders to me. There won't be anything left of that old bat once I hit her with my trump card. Oh, what comes after a mechanical bull? Maybe a hippo? Or maybe even an elephant. Ah, shut up. It's not like I want to tell you what's packing. And still, I have to kind of say, I mean, even though I'm not exactly a kid, but like, friggin' Law is like, oh yeah, I'm complaining about, you stealing the show. And Kid's like, who cares about that crap? Who cares? So yeah, at least I guess it's the first time that, Kid's being kind of the, I guess, sensible one in a situation, because usually Law's like that, but whatever. Big Mom, gets back up from the attack. It's like, whew, those shockwaves hit me from the inside. Even my ribs are broken. Trafalgar's Law technique is dangerous indeed. I'm guessing I have to exchange some life to bring my bones back. And we see her, broken freaking arm, and then Big Mom takes a soul, which I presume this is, the many souls she's accumulate from, Whole Cake Island, because, in Whole Cake Island, if you live in there, you have to pay, like, I think it's like a year to, like, Big Mom, like, I think it's, like, every month or so, you get, you get to live there, and that's presumably where she's trying the, her soul life to, and, she gets healed right back up, back to good condition. And freaking Law's like, okay, in all seriousness, I need to tell you something. I'll be basically out of strength after this round. My next attack will be my last. I cannot afford to miss it. You have to. And Kid's like, I told you to shut up and stop giving me orders. And then we got Big Mom, who's got Prometheus and Napoleon. And it's like, Prometheus, Napoleon, Hera, are you ready? They're all like, yes, Mama. And they combine into all one attack with Mr. Saber. With a cool attack that just pretty much completely slices down the mechanical bull that Kid made just completely. Freaking Big Bob is like, oh, you're nothing but useless scraps. It's futile. You brats need to stop dreaming. I've sent hundreds of you to their watery grave. We've ruled for decades now, since the time you were 2. When you were still drinking your mother's milk. And then Kid does a sign. And then what Kid does, which actually I'm kind of surprised I didn't really think about, Kid being able to do this earlier. So Kid goes right up to Big Mom and puts a S symbol on her. And then Kid goes to, I'm guessing, some random wall in the castle, puts an N on it, and then Big Mom just, freaking gets strapped right attached to the wall through magnetism, obviously, and all of the rest of the, mechanical bull scraps that got destroyed by Big Mom earlier starting to rush in and heads towards her. And then what Big Mom does, she freaking blocks the attack by, just, I guess, lifting up that piece of wall and just, blocking it from, all of that scrap and rubble and, just random, I guess, kids and heart pirates are like, wait a minute, what? She can move a whole wall of that tower? No way. And freaking Big Mom's like, oh, you really weighed me down with this. And Big Mom pulls another one of her big attacks with all 3 of her main homies. She does, what is it called? Mother's homing cannon. Misery! And she shoots out from Napoleon like this, I don't know how to describe it, like this thunder lady creature thing that, I think it's supposed to look like younger Big Mom. Maybe, I forgot that's been. Maybe, I don't know. But, like, the weird thing with this, I guess, thunder, young Big Mom-ish looking creature is it's, like, moving on its own kind of autonomous with its attack, and almost, as the random, kids and Law Pirates are like, what the heck, her attack's alive? Huh? Yeah, Big Mom's like, come on, Misery, show them their place. And freaking Law drops just the top piece of a freaking tower just on top of freaking Big Mom, hitting her. She gets knocked down briefly, and Kid does another freaking room where, oh my god, this part of the attack is so cool. So he freaking stabs down Big Mom and like extends like the freaking room where it goes all the way down to, we see to the freaking basement, and Yamato's like, what the hell is that? And then we see it again, reaching all the way down to the ground of Onigashima. Dude, that is freaking insane. I actually didn't know freaking Law can do that. But not just that. Law is like, oh my god, no, this isn't over. I need to go deeper. And he does puncture wheelie, which with this attack, it basically just creates a giant hole in the ground. And also inside of freaking the Onigashima castle, where it just creates just like a freaking giant hole. And we see shots of Momonosuke being like, hey, wait a minute, where the hell did the giant crater come from? Yamato sees it. It's like, what the hell is up with these damn giant holes? God. And we go to seeing, Big Mom with her, I guess, last shot, being like, misery, burn him into ashes, yes, mama. And just right before Misery's able to, get a hit on Law, Law's like, now, Eustace, and Eustace comes out with a freaking, I don't know, a giant scrap mechanical gun with from the looks of it, like a little skull face at the end or at the front, or the back of the gun, whatever. And freaking Kid's like, God damn it, how many times I had to tell you, Trafalgar, don't tell me what to do. And Big Mom's like, oh, you think you can take me down? Give me your best shot. I am, Big Mom. And that's why I'm going to finish you off. And he shoots the gun with damned punk. Freaking shoots Big Mom. And, Law ends the chapter with him saying, your era is over. Chapter ends in... Oh my god. This is so freaking cool right here. I think this honestly is a great chapter. And honestly, thinking of how this chapter actually does it, because like even with both Zoro's and Sanji's chapters, where I'm presuming this chapter is where, the fights end. And next chapter is just going to be like, oh yeah, Big Mom is confirmed to be over with the fight. And I don't know. I'm having a feeling some people might have a little problem with that. But we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, speaking back, because this does remind me a lot of, because this is just like, how the fights ended with a chapter like this with both Zoro and Sanji with their fights, and because like with those chapters they always had like just a few things at the beginning and sometimes during the middle that flash to other characters or elsewhere that probably didn't even matter. And this chapter, honestly, the way it did the flashing around the other areas, it only really was the shit that was kind of important. Like, we check with Yamato just because, goddamn sword is going through the entire castle. And Yamato's like, what the hell is this? Some kind of giant metal blade and a freaking hole is appearing. I don't know what's going on. And we get to see, get to catch up with Momonosuke. Because, freaking Momonosuke is up in the sky and can see, a giant crater. And it's like, what the hell? Where did that giant crater come from? Did someone drop a bomb or something? I don't know what's up. So, I personally liked about that. And, with this chapter kind of, precedenting that, at least with Law, he, was like, look, okay, kid, if I gotta be real with you, One Way Pull is literally my last attack in the ring. After this, I got nothing else. So you better make sure. And freaking Kid, his being usual Kid, just seriously, don't tell me what to do. And, obviously both of them clash, but at the end they do the one thing to get it back with the freaking kid's new metal ass gun attack. Which actually, before that, I guess I should mention, as I said earlier in the freaking chapter, with kids being able to put, I guess, north and southern was it traction poles or whatever they're called. Yeah, I don't know why I never really thought that. Okay, Kid could do that with his awakening. I mean, it makes sense if he can, literally make, I guess, certain, people and objects to, an attraction for metal. Obviously, he can, do that with Big Mom with, him making sure he attracts a certain object. And Big Mom, I guess, was smart enough, or maybe just strong enough to lift up that piece of wall to block it. Actually, speaking of Big Mom in this chapter, she was on her whole thing of being like, oh yeah, I've defeated a bunch of you, rookies, and I've really seized for a very long time. How do you think you would able to defeat me? And with the whole deal of this chapter literally being, I guess, dethroning the, old era and ushering in the new era with the supernova, I guess. And plus, I mean, honestly, her new attack was it homing mystery. That was kind of an interesting and weird attack where it created like a fiery lightning ish creature that was able to move on its own with almost alive. I don't know, that definitely was very very interesting move that she pulled out. So a cool thing, I guess. Freaking Law killed it with him, absolutely pushing his ultimate attack to the limit. Kid's gun, that was, oh my god, yeah, Kid's gun. Oh my god, I do have to say, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty rad and badass, and my goodness, it honestly, I guess honestly thinking about it with Law using his final available move to get like the biggest damage out on Big Mom, and then Kid doing essentially his fuck blow with damned pumpkin. God, I freaking loved it. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but yeah, I don't know what else to really say, because a kid, freaking, I already forget what's it called. What was it called again? Yeah, damned punk, which I'm pretty sure it's not going to be what's called in the official, but yeah, it's a really cool damn attack that I freaking love. Kid finishing off, which I'm sure all the Kid fans are loving. Lost, freaking big hole attack. That was cool. Everything with Big Mom and, her just deflecting as what she can do and possible. Just, that's cool. I really don't have much to say. It's one of those fight chapters, and that kind of limits you, because usually a One Piece chapter has a lot of things you could talk about, but with these fights, it's just like, okay, here you go, here's a little information. But yeah, the whole thing with the, I guess, regaining her, I guess, stamina and healing her body with the souls is definitely interesting. I mean, she might be knocked out for right now, but, I wouldn't be surprised, maybe, in a couple because, what happens, let me think about this, okay, what happens, we go in the next chapter, and Big Mom's just knocked out. But then a couple chapters go by, and she gets up, and she's like, I guess it's time for me to use a little bit more souls. And she gets freaking right back up. So, yeah. Because, wait a minute. Okay. I don't know. The Big Mom's tricky because either you have to take down Big Mom right now, in this arc, or you have to take out Big Mom in freaking, Elbath, which is the big arc that everyone wants to, and I don't know. I definitely feel like from how I'm feeling from this chapter, Big Mom's going to be knocked out, but she's not going to be, I guess, out of the story permanently, to per se. Yeah, so, that's my thoughts on that. Actually, thinking about that, we got what? Next chapter. Oh, yeah, we got next chapter. What's happening next chapter? We're probably going to see, that big, the narrator's going to be like, Big Mom has been defeated. And I don't know, I'm going to say we're going to go back to, I don't think we're going back to, I guess, the final roof piece. The final bout of roof piece. So it's going to be a little while before that, but I feel like we might go back to Izo or Yamato. It's like a safe feeling for me because, I don't know, I really can't say anything other than, that. But yeah, I guess that's really it for this chapter review. Goddamn, this chapter is so goddamn cool with all its action scenes and everything with Kid and Ma, the unexpected perfect match per se. I guess, and everything how they use their abilities. That definitely thought was cool. I liked anything else I really want to say, as just personal feelings on this chapter. I don't know. I mean, I guess a part of me, I wouldn't say dislikes this chapter more than the last chapter, just on this back, but I feel like, at least review-wise, it's kind of easier to review a chapter like last chapter where a bunch of things happen, so that I could go on about each little thing. But in this chapter, it's like, okay, I can talk about their moves and how their stamina consumptions are go possibly, which honestly, freaking Law has a stamina consumption go pretty well, I guess. Honestly, with his, using, Karoom 3 times by this point. So, that's just a general surprise. And, also Kid. Also, honestly, Kid is honestly, looking a lot better than Law in this chapter. At least, how much stamina he can dish out. And I'm sure people will say Kid Law is way more impressive in this chapter, and honestly, I would not disagree with that. But Kid's done something cool, and I'm sure some people are just going to complain oh man, that's what all Kid did. But with Kid and Law, I did thought it worked. Was pretty cool, and truly, this chapter, I guess, ends the era. Big Mama. But yeah, I guess it's kind of really good for this chapter review. So I don't know, comment, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you next time when the old era has ended and a new era has been taken. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? You've heard Nintendo's been taking out a lot of stuff. Very interesting. I don't know what the fuck kind of noises I'm making, but yeah, I don't know. I usually make up some stupid bullshit, but I don't know. I don't really want to talk about anything. I mean, I guess I could talk about how Nintendo's been taking out a lot of music out. And I do agree with the criticism of, hey, Nintendo, you should like at least officially, put out these soundtracks somewhere. Like, goddamn, you know how great it would be just to go on like iTunes and buy like I don't know, freaking like any of the Zelda soundtracks. I don't think Nintendo does releases the mainline what's the word? Yeah, the mainline Pokemon games. So, and I love the Pokemon music, but some of their other music I would love to listen, but that's what it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what else should I freaking goddamn say about this. I mean, everyone has their biggest disagreements and not, and while Nintendo's in the legal right, I don't know if they should have done it. But I don't know. I guess that's really it. God, what else? You should have talked about like a decent amount of stuff, but I got nothing. My brain's blank, yo. Oh, God, I just don't know what to say, dude. I just don't know what to say. How could this happen to me? Yeah, man, I'm just nothing. A dead brain. God, it's cold. Damn, Texas. Man, I gotta admit, Texas sucks. Like, not usually. Well, I mean, it's hot, but like, winter in Texas freaking sucks because it has no snow. And I mean, honestly, that's just like the best part of freaking like of being winter and shit. And what we get nothing. We get a cold season, dead plants and animals, and no snow. Well, if we're lucky, we'll get hail, but all we'll get is just slippery ass roads. So yeah, I love Texas. I mean, Texas is still a great place. I like living here. I just wished it fucking snowed more than once, because literally all it happened once it actually snowed. I think the only other time it snowed was by the morning. There was one time that there was another time that actually snowed here. The second time, I guess, but by the time I woke up in the morning, it was, almost all gone. Just little, I guess traces just to tell you, yep, it definitely snowed here, but not going to last long. So yeah, but like, it's hailed a couple of times, and I don't know. It's a fucking hail, false snow, yeah, false Jon Snow. Actually, I've never seen Game of Thrones, so uh, I think Jon Snow is a bastard or something, like like a illegitimate son or something like that. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so I don't know shit. I don't know. Tell me in comments below. I guess that's all I really got. I just good. You know what? I think I'm ending this. See you guys later, and hopefully Texas will be back to its hot ass heat. Yay! I love the heat. Yay!